Welcome all to the secret special medley practice. We'll jump right in. Hornpipe. Metronome being set at 168. I'll play the first circled part. All the G grace notes on the beat. Okay, now I'll play the second circle part. Again, G grace notes right on the beat, burl right on the beat. First G of the burl right on the beat. I'll put them together in the second line. Alright, I'll play this whole tune. Let's play along. 1, 2. All right, moving on to the jig. First treble spot. Even, so what I'm looking for here is the evenness of that run, and then the evenness of the tap, the E tap. Those two Fs are the exact same size. I'll start just with the fourth bar. So I'm gonna set the metronome here to 108. Just isolating that last 3 notes. Now the whole phrase. Sorry. 3, 4. 3, 4. Okay, and now the ending phrase. Good. Moving on to the air. Okay, we're hearing a lot of inconsistency in these first 5 notes. Listen to me playing the first 4, and then listen to the burl. The burl is the G grace note of the burl. It's right on the beat. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. I'll keep going now. 3, 4. Okay, so that leads us to the next phrase. I'm still hearing some uneven F, G, high A's. Those are dead on the grid. And then I'm hearing the next 4 notes, the A, E, F, A, sometimes rushed. That you need to soften. And then we have to unify that D grace note. It's bigger than a chippy, short D grace note, but it's not a huge D. I'm hearing some that are just way too big. Hold the E for its full value, move to the D on the beat. Again, 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 'Moving on to the stress bay. So same principle we talked about at practice on this first circle. We need to hold the E, the dot, before the run. The runs aren't together because we're not starting them together. Play that whole first phrase. Actually, first I'll talk about the second circle. The second circle, that second pulse, the D, is being undercut for that hard B, A doubling. So it's got to be held, and then that B is very crisp. Now I'll play the whole phrase. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. Okay, moving on to the reel. I'm going to set the metronome at 145 for practice purposes here. first thing we're going to work on is the burl exercise we did at practice today, or on Saturday. You got to line each of those G grace notes up first. And then you have to make that tap as close as you can to the first grace note. I'll play the first bar now. That's what it should sound like for the tappers. Okay. Moving on to the end of the first line. What we're hearing here is just a lot of unevenness. It's got to be, and that's why we're double timing the metronome. It's got to be on the grid every single one. Moving to the second line. Okay, I'll play the whole tune. This is practice tempo. Okay, I'm going to put that up to 155 and do that once more. One, two. Okay, moving on to crooked bridge. So the first thing we're hearing is just the taps not being together, and they got to be on the grid. That's where that's coming from. So I'm going to back the metronome back to 145 and play the first phrase of that second line. I'm adding the burl to that phrase because we're hearing early burls there. We're not hearing the high A being held for its full value. Those burls should be coming down like hammers right on the beat. Moving on to the next phrase. So we'll hear sometimes the C doubling I'm hearing much too big, and then rushing on the last three notes. All right, I'll play that whole phrase together. Whole tune. 3, 4. We're going to bump it up. 155. 1, 2. All right, thanks for watching. Hopefully that'll clean us up. We'll see you next time.